All rise for support court with Judge Van der Bee. Judge, this is case number JVB 1069, Franklin case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Franklin, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Judge Vandam. My son was killed 3 months ago. I have a granddaughter that's 9 years old. I've had custody of her since she was a baby. After his death and funeral, Kim decides she wants to come to my house and remove her. Brought the police to my house.
After the funeral?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. She did. She did that. As traumatic as it was for me and my family, she decided to remove Rakisha. With the police, caused a scene, which she's done.
A young child's future hangs in the balance as two women stand before the court. One is Miss Franklin, the loving grandmother who has cared for the child through thick and thin, and the other is the biological mother who disappeared for years but has now returned to claim her child. The big question is, should being a biological parent automatically make you the right choice, or should the child's safety and happiness come first? Miss Franklin believes the mother's troubled past, filled with addiction and instability, proves she can't be trusted. But the mother insists she has changed and deserves a second chance. Now it's up to the judge to look past emotions and weigh the facts, because at the end of the day, it's not about history, it's about giving this child the best life possible.
I'm here today for grandparents' rights. I've had my granddaughter since she was a baby. She doesn't even know who this lady is. She knows that she's her mother, but as far as knowing who she is, and with her lengthy past, when
you say lengthy past, what do you mean by that?
Drugs, drinking, fighting, beating the system.
Beating the system?
Yes.
How did she do that?
Welfare, food stamps, housing, anything that's not legal, she's done.
But Rakisha, I said her name right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, she lives with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And prior to your son's death, did your son live with you too, or was Rakisha just living with you?
Only Rakisha, absolutely not. He could not live with me.
Okay, I understand. But so how was she getting benefits if her daughter lived with you?
Because as I mentioned earlier, both of them love to beat the system, and they used my grandchild against me and my husband just so that they can continue to beat the system. I did put my son on child support.
Okay.
That I absolutely did.
And now you're wanting child support from mom?
I want child support and full custody of
The judge clearly feels sympathy for Miss Franklin, especially knowing she recently faced a heartbreaking loss and is now fighting to keep her granddaughter. But in the end, the court can't make decisions based on emotions. The law and the child's stability must come first. The big question remains, will the mother's troubled past ruin her chances, or will the judge believe she deserves a shot to prove she can be a good parent? Right now, it seems like everything is working against her, and winning custody won't be easy.
Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
Oh, absolutely, yes. When she brought the police to my house, she told them that I threatened her, and she threatened me. She threatened to kill me. I said, absolutely not, Your Honor. What I told her when she called, I told her, I said, you know what? If you come over here, I'm not going to be in control. Smith and Weston going to be in control.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't get that far, did it?
Well, it didn't, because the police drug her from my front yard.
Oh, okay. And I'm sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anything else you need me to know before I move over to her?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I didn't catch your last name. I just heard your first name is Kim.
That's what I want to say. I'm a fan. It's Kim Bourgeois.
Bourgeois?
Yes.
How do you spell it?
Boudure.
Oh, okay. Is that French?
Yes.
Okay. Well, can I call you Lady B? I think I'll butcher
Kim. You can call
Kim.
me
Okay.
Kim.
I think I'll butcher that last name too much.
Okay.
Okay, so is all of what she's saying true? You had a history with drugs, drinking, She said you're cheating the system, getting welfare. What it sounds like is that your daughter has been living with her this entire time. So, I mean, is what she's saying true?
The whole thing is, it's the past, you know.
So it is true. The answer is yes.
Some of it is, yeah.
Okay, which part of it is true?
As far as maybe some of the illegal drug activity that her son and I both partake in, you know, some of that is true, but as far as the food stamps and all that, it's not. She's just going by hearsay, by what people are telling her. Just using.
This case takes an interesting turn when the mother admits to her troubled past but says she's changed. The question is, has she done enough to prove it? She says she's been trying to rebuild a bond with her daughter, but is that enough when Miss Franklin has raised the child from the start? In most custody cases, stability matters more than a parent's wish for a second chance. And with no financial support from the mother and her other children living with different families, it's hard to say if the judge will truly believe she's ready to step up.
As I stated, as she stated, as far as coming to get my kids, you know, with the police and stuff, that's true.
Okay.
Because I need Rakisha, to come and be with her mom. You know, she's getting older, and so is she, you know. So
that wasn't nice. She's been taking care of your daughter. So what difference would it make if she's getting older?
She has been. Again, all these words are past tense. It's 2022, and it's time for my daughter to come home with me.
But she hasn't lived with you.
She hasn't, because I was working on my career and getting myself together, you know, so I can be the mom that I need to be. And, you know, I've done that. And unfortunately, you know, Ricky passed, you know, rest his soul, and it's time for my daughter to come home with her mother.
Okay.
I'm not the woman that I used to be, Your Honor.
All right. But you are still the woman she doesn't know, your daughter, right?
Well, actually, and she doesn't know that, I've been talking to Rakisha for about 4 or 5 months now.
Talking to her about what?
Talking to her, letting her know, you know, first of all, reaching out, letting her know that it's unfortunate that our dad passed, and letting her know that I want us to get our relationship together. I want to be the nurturing mother that, you know, that she needs.
Okay, so as of right now, you're a stranger, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say strangers.
Well, it's not necessarily what you want to say, it's what the facts say. You're a stranger to this child that you came and attempted to remove from her caretaker. Right?
She's been taking care of her, yes. And I commend her for that. But my daughter needs to be with her mother.
All right, but you do understand that your daughter needs to be in an environment that's stable, where she is familiar with the person that is taking care of her.
Okay, she has to get familiar with her. I am working. I, make good money. I've been paying insurance, so it's not like I've been totally out the picture.
Let's talk about that. How much money do you make?
About $70,000.
$70,000. How much, you said insurance as well?
Yes, I pay $170 a month.
All right. How much of that have you given to
Grandma? Key moment unfolds when the court reveals that the mother earns a solid $70,000 a year, yet she hasn't given a single dollar to support her daughter. With a big decision just around the corner, the judge turns the spotlight on child support laws. In the eyes of the court, having the money but choosing not to help your child is seen as neglect. As the judge starts working out how much the mother should have paid, you can see her growing uneasy. Could this be the moment that shifts the entire case?
And it's not a hard question if you've actually done anything.
Well, I can say none then. Let's just, be done with it. None.
So you make all of this money and you haven't given grandmother anything for your daughter?
Well, her dad has been taking care of the child support and everything up until this point.
Right, but what were you doing?
I was paying the insurance.
Okay. So you were paying the insurance.
Yeah.
Your daughter living with someone else.
Well, she the one wanted to raise her.
But ma'am, it is your daughter.
It's my daughter. I paid the insurance. She wanted to raise her. The dad did the child support. We all just did our part.
You obviously came here to waste my time.
Not really.
It sounds like it. It sounds like you're trying to evade the obligation of paying child support or paying any type of financial support for this child because you want to do what you want to do. Insurance is not sufficient, ma'am.
Oh.
Grandmother can pay insurance if she needed to,
but she hasn't.
Well, she can't do it without a modification to your court order. That's the reason she's here.
Okay, so can my daughter go home with me?
The judge finally delivers the verdict. The mother is ordered to pay $923 a month in child support and must also cover her daughter's health insurance. But the real shock comes next. The mother will not be getting custody. Instead, the judge rules that the grandmother, who has lovingly raised the child from the start, will remain the legal guardian. The judge makes it clear this case was never about giving the mother a second chance, but about doing what's best for the child. In the end, the court chose stability and safety over fresh starts, closing a difficult and emotional chapter in the young girl's life.
She cannot. She's going to stay and remain with the person who's always taking care of her. You haven't said anything different to support that grandmother has not been doing the job you should have been doing. So what we're going to do is based on your own testimony, and I believe you told the truth.
I did.
$70,000 a year, and that's giving you credit with the $170 health insurance. Your gross is $5,663. That brings your net to $4,613. You have one child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, 20% of that brings your monthly child support obligation to $923. And as I stated, you are still to maintain the health insurance.
That's over $1,000.
And no, it's not. It's under $1,000.
So 9 something plus the 170?
No, you got credit. The
Oh, okay,
170
okay,
was
okay,
given
okay.
in your gross. So you got credit for that. $923 a month. It's what's fair. It's what's in the best interest of your daughter. And your daughter is going to remain with her grandmother.
Just as the courtroom finally starts to settle, another shocking truth comes to light. The mother has 3 other children, all living with different families, and she hasn't paid child support for them either. The judge, clearly losing patience, lowers her monthly payment to $680, but the real blow comes with his sharp words. He openly calls her out for avoiding her responsibilities, and the moment hits even harder when her own statements end up exposing her. As the judge delivers a final cutting remark, "You should have kept your mouth shut." The mother's hopes and credibility crumble, leaving her with nothing but regret.
Okay, so, okay.
Anything else? You had a question?
I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Oh, okay. You might want to do that, especially if it was something inappropriate. All right. Anything further pertaining to this case?
That's it, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further, Miss Franklin?
Yes, Your Honor. This lady just sit here and perjured the court. She has 3 other children that lives with 3 other different daddies.
Oh, wow.
And you know, she had more miles on her than Route 1604.
Okay. Well, Miss Franklin, hold on one second. Do you have other children?
Yes.
So why didn't you say that?
Because, you know, unfortunately, like Rakisha, they live with their dads and their other parent, you know, other side of the family too.
Are you paying child support for them as well?
No.
No. Oh, okay. So you're just not doing anything.
I'm paying insurance for them too.
Oh, right. So beyond insurance, you haven't done anything for them. Is that what I'm hearing? How many other children do you have?
3.
So you have 3 other children. We have to manipulate your child support amount. So
So it should be lower.
let's see. Let's see how much lower it'll be. All right. Your child support is lower. It went to $680.
Oh, okay. Should have kept your mouth shut.
No, you know, first of all, that was rude. Secondly, she's being honest. You are not being honest. But that's okay. You don't have to be honest with me because you know what? One day you're going to have to answer to each of your children. And that is going to be your battle to fight with them.
Well, at least they'll know I took care of them by paying their insurance.
Oh, okay. And they'll also know you're a stranger. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Your Honor.
As the gavel falls, one thing is crystal clear. This case was never about punishing the mother. It was about protecting the child's future. The judge's ruling sent a powerful message. In family court, stability will always matter more than biology. If you want custody, you have to show up, support your child, and be there. Not just when it suits you, but every single day. What do you think? Did the judge make the right decision? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this case left you as shocked as it left us, hit that like button, share your reaction, and subscribe for more real-life courtroom stories that will leave you speechless.